I'm in danger, Fox.
What do you mean?
My adoptive parents. They're only visitors here.
Y no precisamente de otro país. Los agentes especiales Dana Scully y Fox Mulder están acostumbrados a la gente de otro mundo. En Los Expedientes Secretos X, David Duchovny y Gillian Anderson interpretan a una pareja de agentes del FBI que trabaja para una división de la que los poderosos no quieren que se sepa nada.
The X-Files is two FBI agents investigating paranormal phenomena. Something that the FBI has told me that isn't done, but there are no X-Files as far as the FBI is concerned.
Pero para Mulder no hay nada más importante que buscar la verdad de que no estamos solos.
Mulder is the believer. He wants to believe in the paranormal, and he has an incident in his past. His sister was, he believes, was abducted by aliens, and that's what fuels him. It's part of his quest as an FBI agent and as a person.
I lost a sister. I lost my father. All because of this thing I'm looking for.
This what? Little green aliens?
Yeah. Little green aliens.
En un principio, su compañera Scully fue asignada a Mulder como un peón para desmentir sus exorbitantes teorías.
Her background is in medicine and is also in science, and that's going to be where her mind goes first in terms of solving the mysteries and the crimes.
They were using me, because I can communicate with it.
Communicate with what?
You already know. You just don't want to believe it.
Scully is a skeptic. She's a trained medical doctor, so she's a scientist by training and approaches everything scientifically. So she is the skeptic of the two.
Pero después de varios años juntos y de ver cosas que ni ella misma puede explicar, Scully aprende a respetar y a confiar en Mulder.
I think that the characters have been through so much together, and they have risked their lives for each other so much that they have, and it's very intense, thick, unspoken bond that just gets thicker and thicker all the time.
If you'd have listened to me, we wouldn't be here right now. I should know by now to trust your instincts.
Why? Nobody else does.
Algunas veces ni siquiera su jefe, el asistente del director Skinner, quien suele estar atrapado entre el deseo de ayudar a su gente y el deber de obedecer órdenes superiores.
When will you accept that no amount of pressure or reason will bring to heel a conspiracy whose members walk these halls with absolute impunity?
I don't think he believes he has control over much of anything, especially Mulder and Scully, because they pretty much have their own minds and you know, are gonna do what they think is necessary, and I think that he tries to, you know, supervise and guide them as best he can.
De quien no puede protegerlos es del fumador, el miembro más prominente e influyente del lado oscuro del gobierno.
This man who smokes a lot of cigarettes is the devil incarnate.
Lo peor es que el diablo tiene aliados que también trabajan para el FBI.
You did well, son. Mulder will be back. As long as he lives, he won't give up.
Parece que, además de Scully, las únicas personas en quienes Mulder puede confiar son los pistoleros solitarios, tres expertos en computación que no parecen descartar sus teorías.
Mulder calls on us quite frequently. He comes to us for like all the information, you know, electronic surveillance kind of things that he needs done. We break him into
stuff he can't go through the FBI for.
Bingo. Government hack is a snap.
What are you gonna do?
Not gonna give up. I can't. Not as long as the truth is out there.
Y ahora, otro episodio de Los Expedientes Secretos X, aquí en Fox.
My name is John Scheiben. I'm a story editor on The X-Files. I wrote Eso dos Bichos, which was the killer house cat episode. And there were two problems with it. First, you can't train cats to do anything. Occasionally a fight would break out and then they'd drift off.
I am allergic to cats.
You can't put a cat on her shoulder. So Toby comes up with a puppet cat.
Covered in bunny fur.
It had little arms like this that moved. Scully battling with this puppet cat. Well, I had a victim and I needed a name and I wanted to have it be something special to me. And so I said, oh, I'll use my mom's name.
Mona Westner.
Mona Wissner.
Mona Wissner.
Mona Westner?
And then when my parents saw it...
Sorry, I'm gonna have to call you back.
Did you find Mona?
My mom.
I hope not.
My dad called me and it's like, what is wrong with you? What's the matter with you? You killed your mother.
My name's Toby Lindeley. I'm a makeup effects artist on X-Files.
Here for a delicacy?
Myself? Been playing with it since about 10 or 11 years old. I started out in the first season essentially doing the show myself. So I was young, starting out, but they gave me a shot at it. Woohoo! The nose bleeding gag in the pilot, we did a test for them just to make sure it was all going to work fine. Dan Sackheim and Chris Carter are standing there watching it. Yeah, we got some blood coming out here, but I got this big trail coming from her hairline in the test. Just before the camera's about to roll, Dan turns to me and said, it's not going to come from up here this time, is it? Oh, I hope not. We've only been here for a year and 2/3. Previous to that, we've been working on my basement. It got pretty tight. That's our head tree. We dress them up for different occasions, little Santa hats. Everything's really specific per episode. This is one of the dummies from Synchrony, Dr. Hiro Kanagawa. We try to stick to a reality basis. We shoot it all, and a lot of times it's cut down to quick sequences.
First script?
It's a bit of humbug.
My brother just said, do something about freaks.
Here, we refer to them as very special people.
The circus performer with his twin brother who's attached to him detaches and crawls out and creates mayhem. The idea was so out there. I just loved it.
They had to tape Jim Rowe's performances, and they said, just try to use this guy somehow.
It was great to work with. We got a chance to glue the hooks onto him.
Ouch!
We had spent $2,000 making honeycomb crickets. The day we shot it, I went to Jill and I said, we'll hand you the jar with the real crickets, then we'll cut, and I'll put the phony crickets in. You can eat one of those. She said, it's not necessary. I've already eaten one. Jim Rose gave it to me.
Cricket in the mouth, big deal.
I didn't believe her, so we did the shot. And I kind of on a dare. I said, all right, in action. Jim Rose offered her.
Where are my manners?
A jar with the crickets in it. She reached in, she took a cricket.
Thank you.
And stuck it in her mouth. And then she turned around and she did, in fact, spit it out.
Well, still, that's pretty cool.
My first meeting at X-Files was over this alien worm. I think it was the special effects person thought of the idea of putting a baby snake in a latex suit.
Don't you know? Know what?
You can't put a snake in a latex suit. So I suggested the worm that they did use, a super mealworm. It's actually like a beetle larva.
This dog, it's got a skin irritation around its neck.
Looks like it's been scratching off its own hair.
The dog piece that was the back of the dog's neck. And essentially I just took a juice jug, glued the mechanical piece on first. There was a wire making a loop and a bunch of beads that were tooled down into these different sort of shapes that would actuate the bump on top. Painted very dark so they'd read through. Then a gelatin skin.
Look at this. Look at this.
And then a bunch of fur work on top of that. Transferred a lot of bear fur, actually, to match the dog.
I wrote the cockroach show, War of the Caprovages. My episode was going to be somewhat of a farce.
Cockroaches. They're everywhere.
Mulder, you've got to get out of there right now. No! Are you all right? What happened?
Flashlight went out.
I was living in a place that had cockroaches. It's that simple. It's just kind of a natural.
A cockroach on your TV. Didn't that freak you out?
I had my 300-star cockroaches. Every time I released them, I would have to collect them back up and do a positive head count.
Jim Manners directs cockroaches the same way he directs actors.
We had one shot, as the camera dollied in, I needed the cockroaches to be on top of the toilet tank at that precise moment. Put my head in the bucket, and I said, listen, you guys, first time you hear action, that's for the camera. When I yell action cockroaches, that's when you guys come running up on top of the tank. I yelled action, the camera dollied in. I yelled action, and the cockroaches went right up on top of the thing. I said, cut it, print it.
Usted está viendo el maratón de Los Expedientes Secretos X en Fox. Dos agentes fenomenales investigan casos paranormales en Los Expedientes Secretos X. A continuación en Fox.
My name is Debbie Coe. I'm the animal trainer coordinator. There were thousands and thousands and thousands of maggots.
Lucilia cuprina.
I had to go out and grow my own, you might say.
They smell so putrid.
God.
They eat desiccated liver and things like that to keep them alive and wiggly.
There was one live stunt man.
Had to lie on a table and have maggots poured over his body.
I'm reaching over his face.
A maggot drops into his eye socket.
Jillian was there, and she
reached in with my own hand.
She took her fingernail like a little spoon and spooned it out of his eye. save the day.
This very hand.
I guess you'll be able to finish up that autopsy now, Scully.
Y ahora, otro episodio de Los Expedientes Secretos X, aquí en Fox.